Channel 33 with Bombele, the sound for your soul. It's the 26th of January 2026. The word became flesh. It's an afternoon drive. Oh my God. How was your day? How was your day? I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad that I'm here alive with energy, with power. Yeah, I hope you are good. I hope you're good at home. God has been so good, and He's still talking to us. He's still showing us the way, because He is the way. He knows where we're going. Yeah. But I'm glad. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord grant you enlightenment as we speak to you, because we know that God has sent us to deliver the good news of His kingdom and to announce the rulership of humankind, the total victory of humankind ruling in righteousness. But how are you? Are you all right? In America, are you fine? Are you well? Is God good there? And how are you in Asia, Europe, and Africa? Oh my God. God has been so good. He's been so good. He's always good. He was, He is, and He is to come. You know, God is everywhere. You know. I'm so glad that we are here, dealing with the beginnings of the callings, because that's where we sometimes we fail in the beginning. Because if the foundation is not right, it doesn't help to build, because, the beginning has to be fine. It has to be correct. It has to be built according to the pattern you have seen in the spirit. As God designed us, and He designed our lives. So we have to live according to that pattern. Because our victory is there. So we're gonna look at the story of Moses, as we were talking about him before we talked about him. When was it? Yesterday. Oh God! Even this morning we spoke about him meeting God, and God telling him to go and lead the people out of Egypt. Which was a very hard call for him, because he did some things before he met God. So he was afraid of King Pharaoh, But one thing that was important for him to learn was how God introduced Himself. It's very important when God is speaking to you. Listen Him from the Creator's mindset, because remember, He said, "I am the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob." That's a big intro, and that was telling you that God is here, is with us. He is not like stuck in one person. So, and that was supposed to give him that power. It was supposed to give him that strength and courage, and say, "God, okay, let me go." But let's hear how he answered him, because God told him that, "I have seen my children suffering in Egypt, so I'm gonna use you to lead them out from slavery," because that was the promise that God spoke to Abraham. He said, "Your descendant will be oppressed for 400 years in a foreign land, and after 400 years they will come out and go back to their own land." a fertile land, So now Moses is born to fulfill that stage of their lives. So he's in that stage, which I believe we are also in those stages. We go through those stages in life. We must say, yes, Lord, do it, do it, do it. Yes, we listen to Music Governs FM, channel 33, with Bombele, the sound for your soul. The word became flesh. Oh my God. Oh, yes. God. Thank you for tuning in. Listen to Music Governs FM, channel 33 with Bombele, the sound for your soul, and the word became flesh. Okay, let's dive into our story here. We are reading Exodus chapter 3 from verse 12. That's where we ended up in the morning. Let me just read the verse 12. God answered, I will be with you, and this is the sign that I'm the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain. You see, God was speaking the end in the beginning. Oh Lord, already God knew that Moses, they were going to come back to this mountain. So he spoke the end in the beginning. That's how great is God. So when God speaks to you, you must know he knows the end already. So it's just wanted to just say, Lord, okay, let it be as you want it. And I'll just follow your lead, because Moses was gonna be led by God, because that's how God introduced him. So the Lord said, let me just read it back. Let me just see the verse where God was explaining. So he said in verse 7, then the Lord told him, I have certainly seen the oppression of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries and distress because of their harsh slave drivers. Yes, I'm aware of their suffering. So I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians and lead them out of Egypt into their own fertile land, a spacious land. I want you to notice that the Lord says, I have come down. Yeah, do you hear that? And he says, and lead them out of Egypt. God was going to lead the people out through Moses. So Moses was going to be led by God. So when God says do something, you must know that it's not you who's gonna be actually doing it, like in reality, but it's the Lord who's behind you. So you have to understand that. It's the doing of the Lord. He's doing it through you, because you are carrying his life. The word that God has given you, it's in you, and it's him. So you don't have to worry. I know tensions will come, conflicts will come when there is a manifestation of the word, but don't worry. The Lord is already ahead of you, and he is finished with the work. So you are just confirming what God has already done in the spirit. Yeah, listen to Music Governs FM, channel 33 with Bombele, the sound for your soul. Yes, let's carry on. And now let me read now from verse 13 now, because God said to Moses, this is going to be the sign. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain. But Moses protested. That's That's what we normally do. We protest against God. Most of the time, we like to we like to think about ourselves, our background, and then you say, God, I can't do this, oh God. And if I go, and then Moses said, but if I go, the people of Israel, and let me read it correctly. Yeah, it says, but Moses protested, if I go to the people of Israel and tell them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? Then what should I tell them? And God replied to Moses, I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel, I am sent me to you. God also said to Moses, say this to the people of Israel, Yahweh, the God of ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my eternal name, my name to remember for all generations. This was very strange to Moses. God was telling him so high language here. Because one, he was looking at his background and he couldn't, believe that God is before him. But let's read 16. It says, now go and call together all the elders of Israel, and tell them, Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me. He told me, I have been watching closely and I see how the Egyptians are treating you. I have promised to rescue you from your oppression in Egypt. I will lead you to a land flowing with milk and honey. The land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites now live. The elders of Israel will accept your message. Then you and the elders must go to the king of Egypt and tell them, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me with us. So please let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless a mighty hand forces him. So I will raise my hand and strike the Egyptians, performing all kinds of miracles among them. Then at last he will let you go, and I will cause the Egyptians to look for favorable on you. They will give you gifts when you go, so you will not leave empty-handed. Every Israelite, no man will ask for articles of silver and gold and fine clothing from her Egyptian neighbors, from the foreign women in their houses. You would dress your sons and daughters with this, stripping the Egyptians of their wealth. Oh my God. Yes, you listen to MusicGovernsFM, channel 33, with Bombele, the sound for your soul, where we say the word became flesh. Sure, this story is so touching. When God introduced himself to you, he speaks like a movie producer, like someone who wrote a movie for you and is reading you a script. So he knows the end of the movie, he knows the end of the story, and he knows what's going to happen. So that's where really we need to have faith in what God has called us. We need to just believe like a child, because God was not lying to Moses, because he is the God of Abraham, God of Isaac. He is still God of us, He's still God of you. Your name, you can call your name and say God of Bo, and it's very important to understand, because God created all of us, and he knows the end. He was just telling him things that because he's the one who's gonna lead the people out. It's not Moses, according to what Moses wrote here. God said he was gonna lead them out, and but because of the realm that we are living in, earth, it's a physical realm, so it needs something that is physical. So Moses was the instrument in this scenario. He just needed to just say, God, okay, let's go. Now and then, let me go to chapter 4 now. But Moses protested again. What if they won't believe me or listen to me? What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? Then the Lord asked him, what is that in your hand? A shepherd's staff, Moses replied. Throw it down on the ground. Then the Lord told him. So Moses threw down the staff, and it turned into a snake. Moses jumped back. Then the Lord told him, reach out and grab its tail. So Moses reached out and grabbed it, and it turned back into a shepherd's staff in his hand. Perform this sign, the Lord told him. Then they will believe that the Lord, the God of the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, really has appeared to you. Then the Lord said to Moses, now put your hand inside your cloak. So Moses put his hand inside his cloak, and when he took it out again, his hand was white as snow with a severe skin disease. Now put your hand back into your cloak. And the Lord said, so Moses put his hand back in. When he took it out, it was healthy as the rest of his body. The Lord said to Moses, if they don't believe you and not convinced by the first miracle, they will be convinced by the second. And if they don't believe you and listen to you, even these two signs, then take some water and from the Nile River and pour it out on the ground. When you do, the water from Nile will turn into blood on the ground. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, oh Lord, I am not very good with words. I never have been, and I'm not now, even though you have spoken to me. I get tongue tied and my words get tangled. Then the Lord asked Moses, who makes a person's mouth? Who decide whether people speak or not speak, hear or don't hear, see or don't see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, I will be with you as you speak. I will instruct you in what you say. Come on, Moses. Please don't be Moses. I know we are guilty of that. We become Moses in this stage. And then that's where we start to doubt. We're doubting what God has spoken, and it's going to affect you. Really, when you start the journey like this with the Lord, you're going to struggle in the middle of the journey. So it's very important to know that God knows the end from the beginning. So we'll stop here, and I want us to digest this and seeing God, being God, showing us that He knew us before He formed us. He knew that Israelites will come out from Egypt, and He knew what's going to happen before even Moses went down. But now here Moses is doubting. So we want to deal with the doubts in this season, because this is a season of kingship. It's a season of rulership. As children of the Lord, so we need to be faithful to God. We need to trust God with all our might, with all our strength, with all our spirit, with all our mind, with all our body, because now it's not a game. It's like a live mode. We are getting to a live mode. The Lord once spoke to me, said we are tapping into a speed anointing. So it's a very very it's a very unusual season for humankind. It's like the final exam for us. It's like the final match, So we are in that mode now as humankind. So please don't doubt the Lord. Please don't doubt the Lord. Trust the Lord. Do as He says, because He knows. God actually, it doesn't need to prove to us, because we just need to believe, and looking at how Moses was doing it, we are guilty of this. But Moses put this story because he wrote the story, about him, failing to believe what God was telling him to do. But this was the divine teaching for us to know that it's very important to understand God is Yahweh, a personal God. Is like God is with us, and He's everywhere. So He knows everything, listening to MusicGovernsFM, channel 33, with Bombele, the sound for your soul. Oh, the word became flesh. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad this message is going to touch you. It's going to transform you. You'll start believing God. Don't when you are trying to ask God many questions, it becomes angry because it's a sign of not believing. And even when we read 14, it says, then the Lord became angry with Moses. Hey, I don't want to make God angry, because He knows everything, so that's the mandate for us. Let us trust the Lord and believe in Him, So God bless you. I'm gonna see you in the morning drive tomorrow. Have a nice afternoon. God bless you.